Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody, and today is November 25th, 2025, Thanksgiving weekend or week, but also what they call Black Week, right? And every year around this time, we the actual blackout, not just a local one, but at some point we will probably see this type of event. I don't know when, but you guys know, if you guys have been watching my channel, that I've been talking about this since I started my channel. I don't know how many, 3 years ago. So anyways, welcome to all the people in the live stream chat. Also, welcome to everyone who will watch this on a replay. Thank you for tuning in today, everyone. And I don't have a lot of streaming time left this month for my free StreamYard account. So this stream is going to have to be under 50 minutes. So we have a lot to talk about in 50 minutes. So again, we're in Black Week, right? The week that ends with Black Friday. And I've been talking about this blackout for years, okay? And I've been showing how the National Football League has encoded this blackout into their games multiple times. And we're going to look at another instance from yesterday, November 24th, 2025. There was a football game that was clearly about a blackout, okay? And we're going to look into that. But again, let's give it another minute for people to file in here. Yeah, I'm looking at the date 12/7. Again, the United States turns this on December 7th this year. The United States will turn 9/11/01 days old, right? So that's also a date to watch. So we'll see if that's ends up being the date. But give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Yeah, but anyway, sorry guys. So again, let's just go to my slides, and thank you to all the people who are here. I don't have a lot of time to shout and talk to everyone. Like I said, I only have 50 minutes today, and then my whole month of streaming is up. So we got a lot to get into. So let's get into it. So again, I'm titling this Decode, "The Blackout is Commencing." This is a phrase that I got from the Philadelphia Eagles, who posted a video on their YouTube 2-3 years ago. They titled it "The Blackout is Commencing." I've been using this phrase ever since. And again, we're going to look at all of these different instances where these predictive programming events. Remember, when 9/11 happened, there was lots of predictive programming events that showed that was going to happen before it happened, right? So back in, just to preface this, back in 2009 to 2013, during the time of the first black president, supposed black president, Barack Obama, the Department of Homeland Security Director, Janet Napolitano, had a phrase that she would say, "Preventing the cyber 9/11." Okay. And this was something that I looked into a lot. And if you guys want to go back and watch my videos from before, I talked a lot about Janet Napolitano. She said that the next 9/11, she warned that a major cyber attack or some sort of power grid attack, which is also an EMP, would bring down the power grid, the water, and the financial services. And it was imminent. Okay. Of course, that was many years ago now, but they do this stuff well in advance. But she said that the next 9/11 would most likely be a power grid or some sort of power outage, right? A countrywide power outage, or maybe even a global power outage. I don't know. Most likely the United States, an attack on the United States. But anyway, Janet Napolitano, her birthday is coming up one day after Black Friday. Okay, so Black Friday is on November 28th this year. And Janet Napolitano, who talked about the power grid going down, she was the director of Homeland Security. Her birthday is one day after Black Friday this year. And I'm going to show you why November 29th is very interesting. I'm not saying it's going to happen on that day, but certainly her birthday is very important because she is the person who talked about the power grid. Okay. So with that being said, let's get into the timeline of events that have led to this point. So here are 3 videos that you guys can all go check out on my channel that have covered these events before. And you'll see that I'm going to be talking about a lot of the same things in this video that I talked about in these videos. So here's a video from 1 month ago, guys. Do you guys remember? Raise your hand in the chat if you guys remember this video. This was one of my better videos because after the Erica Kirk thing, after Charlie Kirk got, taken out with the lightning bolt on his tent, like a power outage, right? Erica Kirk became the center of attention, right? And remember, I revealed in this video right here on the left that Erica Kirk was working for her family promoting EMP safe boxes, okay? Thank you guys for raising your hands. I appreciate you all for being here. But yeah, Erica Kirk worked for her own family in Arizona promoting these EMP safe boxes. I want to go back because this one ties into this year with Erica Kirk. And Erica Kirk sold EMP boxes. Okay, think about that. Remember, Trump released a video about the blackout and the government shutdown. He had the Reaper. Okay. We're going to talk about the Reaper here. Black is Saturn, the Reaper. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. But the point here is Erica Kirk sold EMP boxes, okay? And she became the most famous person of the year, essentially, right now, right? Of the whole year, 2025, Erica Kirk is one of the main characters of the year. So it's interesting that she's selling EMP boxes. Her family worked in Power Grid EMP. You guys are going to have to go back and watch the video. I don't have time to re-explain all this. Now, here's a video from 11 months ago where I talked about all the symbolism with a blackout connecting to football. Okay, so again, this is Erica Kirk's video from 1 month ago about the EMP. This one's from 11 months ago. Talked about the blackout here. This one's from 2 years ago, guys, 2 years ago. And here on the front of the thumbnail, you're going to see something very interesting. Making the thumbnail bigger. So here's the thumbnail from 2 years ago, okay? I titled it, "The Blackout is Commencing," okay? And I showed on the front of this cover, I showed the Philadelphia Eagles football team presenting themselves as the Blackout, okay? And this is going to connect perfectly to what's going on this week because this was 2 years ago on November 27th, 2022. So again, we've been talking about this stuff for 3 years almost, guys. 3 years. And here on the right, you're going to see a football player by the name of Russell Carrington Wilson. And Russell Carrington, we're going to get into why the name Carrington is all about blackouts, okay? And EMPs and solar flares, whatever narrative you want to latch onto. Okay, so that's a recap, right? These 3 videos, you guys can go back, check those out if you guys are confused on why I'm talking about this stuff and how it connects to the past. But now we have to talk about, this is an event we need to know about before we get into the rest. This is called the Carrington event. The Carrington event was the most intense geomagnetic storm. Now, we just had some pretty big geomagnetic storms recently when many people in the United States could see the aurora. Okay, that just happened like 2 weeks ago. Okay, but this event was called the Carrington event, and it was the most intense geomagnetic storm in the recorded history, peaking on the 1st and 2nd of September, 1859 during solar cycle 10. It was created by an auroral displays that were reported globally and caused sparking and fires at telegraph stations, okay? So this was before the invention of all of our technology now. So imagine what it's going to do, something like this would do to our technology that we have now. During this time, during the Carrington event, they didn't have much technology. They just have telegraphs. But during that time, the telegraphs went out and they sparked, right? It literally destroyed the telegraph system, okay? So anyway, this is the event you got to keep in mind as we go through the video, the Carrington event. It's very important. It's going to connect to all the blackout stuff. The next event is the Super Bowl, which was titled the Blackout Bowl. Okay, why was it titled the Blackout Bowl? Well, let's read. The term Blackout Bowl most commonly referred to the Super Bowl in 2013, which experienced a 34-minute power outage in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Okay, so this Super Bowl, this is our first connection between football, the National Football League, and blackouts. Okay, this is our first correlation connecting a football game to this narrative of blackouts. Okay, and it was a Super Bowl where the power went out. Okay, it was Super Bowl 47. We're currently in the time of President 47, Donald Trump. Trump equals 47, government 47, White House 47. So if this Super Bowl was being predictive, maybe it was telling us that during the time of Mr. 47 president, we're going to get a blackout because, again, this Super Bowl was 47, the 47th, and there was a blackout. Okay, so possibly this was predictive programming for our current time of President Trump being 47. Okay, notice that the final score was the Blackbird Ravens. Okay, the Baltimore Ravens, the Blackbird, 34. The power outage was 34 minutes long. Okay, the team who won scored 34 points. Now, just to go over to the gematria real fast, why is the 34 so important? Well, just the term black, okay? Just the term black equals 34, okay? So the power outage, the blackout was 34 minutes. The word black equals 34. The final team who won, the Blackbird, the Raven, they totaled 34 total points in the game, okay? Excuse me. So we got two events already. Carrington event from 1859. Then we got the Super Bowl in 2013, the Blackout Bowl, right? Those are the two events to keep in mind. The other event, which I covered on my channel in 2022, okay? I called this game the electricity game, okay? Why did I call it the electricity game? Well, the quarterback during this game, now it was the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. Now, these are two horse teams. And I want you guys to remember we're coming up on the year of the horse, okay? So two horse teams were playing on October 6th, 2022, and there was a weird event in the game where a player was knocked out with a concussion. He was knocked out, like a power getting knocked out, right? His name was Nyheim Hines, and Nyheim Hines equals electricity, and he equals 129, like electricity. Well, the final score of the game was 12-9, like electricity equals 12-9, okay? Now, what's even more improbable about this event is that the quarterback who lost this game, who lost this electricity game, his name was Russell Carrington Wilson. Are you kidding me? The guy who lost the electricity game was middle named Carrington. And again, I just revealed to you that the blackout that happened in 1859 was called the Carrington, okay? And the final score was 12-9. Electricity. The electricity goes out, right? 12-9. Like the guy who got knocked out of the game. Again, this is 2 years ago, guys, I covered this, all right? And maybe this is pointing to the year of the horse because these are two horse teams, okay? So I want to get it clear that I'm not predicting a blackout this week during Black Week. I mean, it would be crazy if it did happen, but I think it's too obvious. Most likely, if we're going to get a blackout this week, it's going to be on Ukraine or something. Russia's going to attack Ukraine's power grid like they always do, and there's going to be a story of a blackout in Ukraine. I don't know. But just watch that, guys, because every time I talk about blackouts, it always happens in Ukraine. Okay? So it's weird. But anyways, I talked about this 3 years ago, guys. October 6th, 2022, over 3 years ago. I decoded this, all right? And I told you, what are the odds of Carrington Wilson, the guy with the name Carrington, being in the electricity game, his team losing? Now, what's crazy is the name of the Broncos Stadium where this game occurred in 2022. Let me just pull up another slide. EMP field, okay? So this is the clue, guys. The name of the stadium in which Russell Carrington Wilson, again, Carrington, the blackout, in 1859, he lost this game, the electricity game. He lost this game in the stadium that's called EMP Power Field. Okay? Think about that for a second. The game happened in a field that starts with the word EMP. All right? So if you put all that together, you put Carrington in his name, you put the electricity guy getting knocked out of the game, the field that this was in was the EMP. Okay? EMP, power, right? Like the power gets knocked out by an EMP. It's in the first word of the stadium, okay? And it says it's at mild high. Mile high is a term for EMPs. Why? Because there's a high altitude EMP. Look, high altitude EMP a high altitude EMP or HEMP is an intense burst of electromagnetic energy from high altitude detonation of a nuclear weapon or a similar man-made device. Okay, so again, the field that this game took place in was called Empower Field at Mile High. And then when you look up a high altitude EMP, it literally tells you it's a high altitude EMP, all right? The stadium is called EMP at Mile High. So it's very clear, all right? So again, we're going to get to the new information in a minute, but we're just covering the old things that happened, okay? So that leads me to this week. This week, guys, look at this. This week, on November 28th, one day before Janet Napolitano, the former head of the Secretary of Homeland Security who talked about the power grid going out, her birthday is November 29th. One day before that, there's going to be a game between two football teams, the Bears and the Eagles, okay? And just so Ian Walker in the chat knows, I'm not blocking any comments. I've not blocked one comment, so I don't know what you're talking about. I never block comments. Even if you hate me, I will not block you. As long as you're being respectful to everyone else in the chat, I will not block you. So I don't know why maybe YouTube is blocking you. I don't know. But no one in the chat has blocked you. Okay, just clearing that up. So, Black Friday game. Oh, YouTube's blocking you. I'm not surprised. YouTube does that. Black Friday. The game is featuring the Eagles, guys. The America's bird, right? Like America could get attacked by an EMP, right? That's what Janet Napolitano talked about. They're playing the team from Chicago, where the first supposed black president was from, okay? Now, why is this important that the Eagles are playing in the Black Friday game? Guys, because over 2 years ago, I talked about the Eagles and a blackout. Look at this. The Eagles posted a video in November 2 years ago, and they titled it, "The Blackout is Commencing." And now, 3 years later, the Eagles are playing in the blackout game on Black Friday. So let's go back and watch the video that the Eagles posted from 3 years ago where they said the blackout is commencing. Let's watch the video. Here we go. I don't know if you guys can see it well, but hopefully it plays. Is it playing? Whoops. Apparently it's not playing like this, so I'll play it like this. All right, here we go. Here's the video from the Philadelphia Eagles, and the blackout is commencing. That's what they called it. Let's watch. Hold on, this thing's all messed up. All right, here we go. So this is what they showed in their video, not my video. There's Lincoln Financial Field going black. The power going out to the United States. Did you see that, guys? The power going out to the United States. And then here comes number 65 out of the tunnel. So let's watch it one more time. There's the bridge. Okay, so again, the bridge is important here because what's the most famous bridge in the United States? That's the Golden Gate Bridge in the video. But the Super Bowl next year will be in San Francisco, where the bridge is, okay? I hope you guys can see this well. This video is not working, but anyways, the Golden Gate Bridge, right? And then you see a guy pulling the power, right? Then you see Lincoln Financial Field, like the financial services getting blacked out. Then you see the power to the United States going out, okay? Again, this is from a football team. Why are they posting this? Also, look at number 65. Number 65 coming out of the darkness, right? The blackness. Well, 65 is interesting because next year is going to be the year of the horse. And horse equals 65. So I'm wondering if this is not pointing to the year of the horse, which equals 65, because they gave you the number 65 in the video, okay? So that's interesting. Now, notice that the word horse equals 29. Well, this is the same gematria as the word black. Look at the word black. Black equals 29 like horse, okay? So again, 65, like the player in the video, is number 65. So I'm just wondering if this is a clue for the year of the horse and a blackout, okay? Now, I've already connected blackouts to the year of the snake, which we're in right now. But we'll watch the video one more time just to get it thoroughly through. There's the guy, there's the bridge, right? There's the guy, there's the field, Lincoln Financial Field. There's the power going out, there's the United States. Now, the Eagles, again, this is significant because the Eagles are the team that posted this. And the Eagles are the team that are playing in Lincoln Financial Field, which was in the video. And they're playing on Black Friday. Okay, so this was 3 years ago, and now 3 years later, it just seems perfect that the Eagles are playing in the same field that's in the video, and Black Friday is the game, okay? And this is one day before Janet Napolitano's birthday. Again, who's Janet Napolitano? She's the one who said the next 9/11 would be a power grid, okay? Just reiterating. So let's keep going. This is where we get to the new information, guys. Hold on to your hats for this, all right? So now that we know that this is Black Week and Black Friday ends this week with the Eagles playing, the black team who posted the video, last night there was a game. Last night there was a game on November 24th, 2025, okay? The first day of Thanksgiving week. And it featured the Black Panther team, okay? The Panthers, all right, their symbol is a Black Panther, okay? This reminds you of Black Power, like the Black Panther Party, blackout, right? Power, the power going out. So last night, the Black Panther team with black helmets, okay? They normally don't wear black helmets. They normally wear silver helmets, but in this case, they decided to wear black helmets. They played the San Francisco 49ers last night. Now, why is that so significant? The Blackout Bowl from 2013 featured the 49ers. Think about that. All the way back in 2013, when the power went out during the Super Bowl, it was the 49ers who lost that game, all right, to the Blackbird, the Ravens, right? Now, fast forward to yesterday, and you get the Black Panthers playing San Francisco again, okay? The same team that was in the Blackout Bowl. Now, look at the player who starred in the game, guys, from yesterday. He had 2 interceptions in the game yesterday for the Black Panther team. What is his name? His name is J.C. Carrington Horn. Are you kidding me? For 3 years, I've been talking about this player who played at EMP Power Field. His name is Russell Carrington Wilson. I've been talking about him for 3 years connected to the blackout. And yesterday, the Black Panther team has a player also named Carrington. Are you kidding me? And he was the star of the game. He stole the ball twice from the 49ers, the team that played in the Blackout Bowl. He wears the number 8. Right? We know how big the number 8 is. But his name is Carrington, guys. Again, why are these two players named Carrington? Well, here, look at the gematria of this game. This proves it all right here. This is the key point of the whole video. So this guy started in the game last night, but he got knocked out with a concussion. He was the star player. He took 2 interceptions. And he got knocked out. You guys get it? Like the power getting knocked out. Well, remember, I told you in this game in 2022, when Russell Carrington Wilson, the other player, was playing in EMP Stadium, there was a player in the game that got knocked out just like the player yesterday. His name was Nyheim Hines, and his name equals electricity. You get it, guys? His name equals electricity. He got knocked out, like the electricity gets knocked out. So last night, the guy who starred, he got blacked out. He was the star of the game. He wore the Black Panther, and then he got blacked out, okay? And he couldn't finish the game. So look at this guy's gematria. Whoops, I think that's a double slide. Sorry, guys. Look at this, guys. So here's the game from 2022 that I covered extensively with Russell Carrington Wilson. Here's the guy from last night. Look at his name, guys. His name equals electromagnetic pulse in 3 ciphers. Are you kidding me? In 3 ciphers, guys. Not just 1 cipher. His name is Carrington, like the Carrington event, the power outage, right? The EMP, the sun flare, whatever you want to call it, from 1859. And his name equals electromagnetic pulse in 3 ciphers, including the 223, which is the skull and bones. Okay? Now look at this. Here's the player I talked about 3 years ago with the name Carrington, who plays in the EMP field, who used to play in the EMP field. Look at his name, Russell Carrington Wilson, 317 and 110. Guys, let me make this bigger. These dudes have the same gematria. Look at this. These dudes have the same gematria as electromagnetic pulse. Both of them have the same gematria. Both the guys with the Carrington in their name have 2 cipher matches to electromagnetic pulse. What are the odds of that? Okay? I didn't know about this guy until yesterday because I looked into him. I was like, are you kidding me? His name is Carrington. All right? So Russell Carrington Wilson, who I've talked about for 3 years, has the same gematria as this new guy from last night, JC, like Jesus Christ, Carrington Horn, guys, like the trumpets. This ties to John Cena, who's about ready to retire, okay? He's about ready to retire. John Cena, JC. In John Cena's entrance music, he has horns. This guy's name is JC Horn, like the horns in John Cena's music. So just John Cena stuff also ties, because look at the name John Cena. Look at this. John Felix Anthony Cena. Look at this, guys. Look. The guy I've been talking about for weeks has the same gematria as electromagnetic pulse. Look. John Felix Anthony Cena equals electromagnetic pulse, 223. Let's just bring up the 223s and 317s. Look at this. Look at this. Both the Carrington players equals 317, right? But they all equal 223. J.C. Carrington Horn, the player from last night, electromagnetic pulse. We're going to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger in a minute, but let's take him out of here. John Felix Anthony Cena, 223. Skull and Crossbones, 223. Thank you, Visionary Vet. Let me just type that in. Skull and crossbones. Which is the symbol, right? The skull and crossbones, the symbol of the Brotherhood of Death, the Reaper, right? The death card is the Reaper. Trump posted the Reaper video. Well, not only did Carolina win last night, here's J.C. Carrington Horn. His birthday's tomorrow, guys. His birthday's only 2 days before the other Carrington, Russell, who's born on November 29th. Okay? But another thing from last night is the quarterback for the Black Panthers is Bryce Young. And Bryce Young was born the year of 9/11. Okay? So he's black, right? Obviously. But his name is Bryce Christopher. Let me check his gematria real fast because I didn't do that. I don't know if he has the same numbers. No. He does have some interesting numbers, though. His middle name is Christopher, like Christ. I won't talk about that right now. But what I want to talk about is what they call him. His nickname, Bryce Young from the Black Panthers, his nickname, if you look it up, Bryce Young, nickname. They call Bryce Young's nickname the Carolina Reaper. Guys, do you remember when Trump posted the Reaper video? And this guy right here for the Black Panther, his nickname is Carolina Reaper. Now, back in 2013, when they talked about the power grid going down, they talked about the Carolinas being part of that. And there's a movie or a show called Revolution about a blackout, and it takes place, the episodes are shot in North Carolina. So when you see blackout connections, the blackout is always connected with North Carolina too, because North Carolina is where they filmed this series. Remember, this series is set in a post-apocalyptic near future in 2027. So let's not forget that, guys. This could be all pointing to 2027. In the show about the worldwide blackout, it takes place in 2027. Look, the series is set in a post-apocalyptic near future in 2027. 15 years earlier, in 2012, a worldwide event known as the blackout caused all electricity on Earth, ranging from computers and electronics to cars and jets, to disable permanently. Okay? And remember, the main character of this show is Charlie. Charlie, like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's from Chicago. This takes place in Chicago as well. I just told you on Black Friday this week, it's the Chicago Bears versus the Eagles who posted the blackout video. Okay? So it all connects, guys. It's all perfect. Right? You got the Carolina connection. You have the Charlie Kirk connection even. Remember, Carolina means Charlie. But raise your hand in the chat if you guys think that's absolutely wild, that this guy from last night, his name equals electromagnetic pulse, and his middle name is Carrington. And again, here's proof that the Broncos, during this game in 2022 that I covered, they played at Mile High Field. The name of the Broncos stadium is EMP, Empower Field at Mile High. So they're literally telling you guys right there, EMP, okay? And then electromagnetic pulses, that's what EMP stands for. That equals the name of the player who's in the game. That equals this player from last night, okay? And look at this. I have 223 in the chat right now, and I'm talking about that number 223. I just love that. So anyway, guys, we got to get through this. How long have we been live? 33 minutes. Okay, we got to keep going. Okay, so in the game last night, please hit that like button if you guys are finding this content useful. I'm just helping to hopefully prepare people. I'm not saying the blackout's going to happen this week. Maybe it's all the way in 2027, like the show says. But I'm just saying that it seems like we're getting closer and closer by the day. So look at this. The game last night, right? It ended with 29 total points, guys. 20 plus 9, that totals 29, okay? Black equals 29. Of course, this game featured the Black Panther team with a black quarterback wearing black helmets, right? And the total points of the game were 29 points. That's the gematria of black, okay? Notice that the San Francisco 49ers finished with a record of 8-4. Like Barack Obama was born on 8-4. He's from Chicago. Barack Obama, the first black president. And Barack Obama made a movie a few years ago about a blackout called Leave the World Behind. So it all ties to Obama. Barack means lightning from heaven, so electricity, right? It's all connected. But look at this, guys. Here's another football event that connects this perfectly. Look, back in 2022, the year that all this stuff happened with the Eagles posting their blackout video, right? The Eagles posted this video in 2022. In 2022, the Super Bowl was on 2/13/2022, and Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Zeus, and he knocks out the power in the Super Bowl commercial, okay? Guys, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he knocked out the power in the Super Bowl commercial. So after everything we've been talking about, I just talked about Russell Carrington Wilson. I talked about the player from last night, J.C. Carrington Horn. I talked about electromagnetic pulse. But now we find out that Arnold Schwarzenegger played Zeus and knocked out the power in a Super Bowl commercial. Well, look at the gematria of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Guys, Arnold Schwarzenegger equals the player from last night, J.C. Carrington Horn, in 3 ciphers. Look, 223, 106, 317. Arnold Schwarzenegger, J.C. Carrington Horn, 223, 106, 317. Electromagnetic pulse, 223, 317. And again, the old player I've been talking about for years, Russell Carrington Wilson, 317. Wow. So all of these things are connected with the same gematria. They all are about the same thing. Remember, just go back and watch this video. In the video, Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Zeus in the Super Bowl commercial, and the power goes out, okay? Just like the Carrington event, right? It's so clear, okay? It's so clear that this is a theme. Connecting to the Super Bowls, the football, it's all connecting with the football. But again, let's just hit this last thing here. Remember, the Black Friday game is happening on November 28th in a few days on Black Friday, right? The next day is going to be the birthday of Russell Carrington Wilson and Janet Napolitano. Both of them have the same birthday. Again, both of them connect to the blackout. Russell Carrington Wilson, the guy in the electricity game, he played at EMP Field. And Janet Napolitano, born November 29th, again, just to prove, she talked about 9/11, 2001, and she said that they're protecting the critical infrastructure, including the power grid. Okay? So what are the chances that this football player who's connected to blackouts, electricity, he has the same birthday as the Homeland Security Director who talked about the blackout? So here we go. A couple more slides left, guys. The game last night with the Black Panthers, the score was 9-20. So this connects us to another show that predictive programming for the blackout. There was an episode of the series 911, and they called it 911 The Blackout. And look at the date that this episode aired. It aired on 9/20. Guys, the score last night in this game, where the guy gets knocked out from a concussion, but he's the star at the same time. Guys, the final score was 9-20. The same date that this episode released about the blackout. They called it Panic. Okay, the episode was, let me just read. A group of hackers used ransom to take over the LA's technology. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Anyway, it causes a blackout and all hell breaks loose. Okay, so what are the chances? The game finishes with 29 points. That's the gematria of black. Okay, but if you read the score, 9-20, 9/20, that's the release date of the blackout episode for 911. Okay. On top of that, the final score, if you read it the other way, The San Francisco 49ers 20-9, it's like 29, like 209, right? Well, look at the gematria of the Eagles phrase, blackout is commencing. Is that just a coincidence, guys? I'll let you guys decide. But that also equals 209. Blackout is commencing 209. The final score was 20-9. If you look at it the other way, it was 9-20, which is the release date of the Blackout episode, okay? And again, this all goes back to the 29 because Russell Wilson, the Blackout guy, born on the 29th of the month, the Janet Napolitano, the Homeland Security Director, born on the 29th of the month, okay? But yeah, if you put all that together, guys, let's just go back to the main point. The game from last night, we discovered a new player. His name is J.C. Carrington Horn. His name equals electromagnetic pulse in 3 ciphers. His name also equals Russell Carrington Wilson, who I've been talking about for 4 years and connecting to blackouts. Now, Russell Carrington Wilson, this guy, his wife is Sierra Princess Harris. Now, Sierra sang a song called Paint It Black. All right. So Russell Wilson's wife, again, his middle name is Carrington event. His wife did a song called Paint It Black. Okay. And again, I mentioned that this all connects. You're talking about Black Power, the Black Panther Party. The team from last night was the Black Panthers. The guy got blacked out from a concussion. The blackout game this week on Black Friday is the Eagles, who posted the blackout is commencing. They're playing the Bears. Again, let's reiterate this. The Bears from Chicago, Black President Barack. That's why Barack Obama's connected to this. That's why he made a movie about a blackout. Why did the Black president make a movie about a blackout? Well, it's all about black, right? It's just the theme. Okay. Well, the Black Friday game is the Chicago Bears from Chicago, where Barack Obama came out of, playing the blackout team from Philadelphia, the Eagle, right? This all connects to Zeus. Rambo, big shout out to Rambo from the Truth Code. He's been talking about the code of Zeus and Enlil, the lightning and storm god who knocks out power, right? Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger? He played Zeus. He knocked out the power. But anyway, Barack Obama made the movie Leave the World Behind. And that, of course, was about a blackout. Now, remember, in the beginning of this video about the Eagles blackout game, a blackout is commencing, what do you see there at the beginning? You see a bridge, okay? So this connects to the bridge. But in the beginning of the blackout video from the Philadelphia Eagles, you see the bridge. Now, what happened? Let me see if everyone in the chat is remembering this. Why did the ship run into the Baltimore Bridge? Remember, I already told you that the team that was in the Blackout Bowl was Baltimore against San Francisco. Well, we already had the bridge get taken out in Baltimore. And now we have this connection to San Francisco because they were both in the Blackout Bowl. Last night's game took place in San Francisco. Yeah, exactly. Joseph says before the ship hit the bridge in Baltimore, what happened? It lost power. Okay? A blackout. That was the key. That's the key to the whole thing, is that the ship that hit the bridge lost power. Okay? And in this video, the blackout, the bridge is the first thing you see. And then what do you see after that? You see a guy turning off the power. Okay? Here he walks in. You see the stadium where the game is going to take place on Black Friday in a few days. And then you see him turn out the power. And then you see the United States go black. Okay? And in Barack Obama's movie, you have a bridge collapse in that movie, and you also have a blackout. Okay? And the ship that hits the shore in the Leave the World Behind, it loses power. Okay? The White Lion. Remember, we just got the Pope from Chicago. Who's playing in the Black Friday game in a few days? From Chicago. We just got the Lion Leo Pope from Chicago. And the ship in Leave the World Behind that hits the bridge. Let me just bring it up. White Lion. The ship that hits the bridge. Or not, it doesn't hit the bridge in this movie, but it hits the shore, right? Well, it loses power, right? Because of the blackout. It's called the White Lion. What happens when a pope is elected, right? What's the white smoke? What is the white smoke when a pope is elected? When the white smoke billows from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel, it is a signal that the new pope has been selected. And the new pope is the lion, and he's white. He wears white. In the movie, Leave the World Behind, it's a white lion from Chicago, from Obama, who's from Chicago. And this year we got a new pope. We got a new pope from Chicago, and he's essentially the White Lion, okay? He became pope because of white smoke, and his name is Leo, which is the lion. So it's so clear that this connects to our current time now, because this right here, right? And the same theme, it loses power, okay? It loses power just like the ship that hit the bridge in Baltimore. There's so much more I could talk about, guys, but I'm going to run out of time, okay? There's so much more I could talk about. There's something going on here with the number 23 in the movie from Jim Carrey and Bridges and Sirius, and there's so much more I want to say, but I'm almost out of streaming time for the month, so I literally cannot talk about much more. But remember, look at this. The White Lion, the ship, it equals power grid, okay? Look. And of course, the White Lion hit the shore because of the power grid, because of the electricity going out, right? So White Lion equals power grid. It equals 47, right? Super Bowl 47 was the blackout Super Bowl. Okay? And I already connected, guys, go back and watch. I already connected the Super Bowl from 2013 to today. So I'm not saying that there's going to be a blackout this Friday. I mean, if there's going to be a blackout, I got one more thing to say. Okay, so remember, Janet Napolitano's birthday and Russell Wilson's birthday both have the blackout connection. Their birthday is November 29th, right? One day after Black Friday, okay? Well, November 29th this year is interesting because it has 85 numerology. Look at this, 85. What does that mean? It means when you add the date 11 plus 29 plus 20 plus 25, that gives you 85. Now, this is a number I've talked about many times with blackouts. Let's look and see. First of all, we're in the year of the snake. That equals 85. The word pitch black equals 85. Remember the WWE had a pitch black match between Bray Wyatt, who then died, right? WWE literally called the match pitch black, right? Pitch black, 85. Communications outage, which is connected to this, right? 85. Now, remember, I told you that the player from last night was J.C. Carrington Horn, right? J.C. Horn, right? This is the guy from last night's game with the blackout connection. Well, his father, he has a connection to the father-son code that me and Widow's son were just talking about. He has a father who played in the NFL. His name was Joe Horn. Joe Horn, his name equals 85, like blackout, like pitch black. The Rolling Stones, they did the song Paint It Black, right? The Rolling Stones equals 85. Federal government, 85. The federal government shutdown was kind of connected to blackouts, right? Power outage. They turned the power off. National Football League. This has been all connected to the National Football League. 85, right? Janet Napolitano, the person who I've been talking about this whole video, 85. The Carrington event, I've been talking about it the whole video, 85. And last but not least, Blackout, 85. So again, this year on Janet Napolitano's birthday, the date adds to 85. So this is the Blackout number. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of story. I'm not saying the whole United States, the whole world's going to black out, but maybe we get a story of a blackout in Ukraine again or somewhere else. Who knows? I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to the chat so much. You guys know I had to kind of rush this. There was one more thing I wanted to hit on before I end this. Let's see how many minutes we are. Okay, we're at 50 minutes, guys. We have literally only 5 more minutes. Maggie says Commonwealth Clash equals 85. Virginia Tech and Virginia play a game this Saturday, 29th. Wow. So that connects to Charlottesville. Charlotte is Charlie. Wow, that's good. That's good. So I really wish I wouldn't forget what I wanted to talk about. Oh, okay. To the 29th, we have WWE. Again, we got to talk about WWE because it's tied to the football, right? It's all connected. WWE Survivor Series. Okay, look at the name of the show. On the same day that I've been talking to you guys about, Janet Napolitano's birthday, WWE is having a show called War Games Survivor Series. Think about that. I've been talking about EMP attack, right? This show on that same day is called Survivor Series, like surviving War Games, okay? The song that's used for this to promo this show is called War Pigs. And that's sung by who? The Prince of Darkness, who just died this year. Okay? You guys get it? It all connects. Ozzy Osbourne sang the song War Pigs. It talks about black masses, right? He's known as the Prince of Darkness. This show features the song War Pigs, okay? And it's in San Diego, which again is California. A lot of the blackout stuff is connected to California. Let me see if there's any connection with this. I mean, War Games San Diego equals 71, like cyber attack. So I'm not saying it's going to be just an EMP, guys. It could also be a cyber attack / EMP. But I'm not even saying it's going to happen now. But this is just a video to keep you guys updated as I've been. The Chargers were from San Diego, and a Charger is a horse. Here's something that I think I need to cover. Who is coaching the Chargers right now, guys? San Diego Chargers. Okay, this is going to be in San Diego. The football team used to be the San Diego Chargers with the lightning bolt. A Charger is a horse. Let's just bring this up. Old Chargers logo. And shout out to Casey Jones Astrology for reminding me of this a few weeks ago. But look at this. The old Chargers logo is a horse. Guys, we're heading to the year of the horse. Who's the coach of the Chargers right now? Let's see who it is. His name is, if I can find him here. Where is he? Oh, let me just type in, man. John Harbaugh. Or not John Harbaugh, Jim. So this is the coach of the Chargers right now. And what was he? What game was he a part of? You guys know? Let's go back to my first slides. What game was Jim Harbaugh, the current coach of the Chargers? He was part of the Blackout Bowl, guys, all the way back in 2013. He was the coach of the San Francisco 49ers who lost that game. Think about that. The Chargers, now coached by the team who lost in the Blackout Bowl, and the team he's coaching now is the Lightning Bolt team. And this connects us to next year and the year of the horse, the black horse, right? I talked about how this could be connected to the horse because the guy that comes out of the tunnel for the Eagles, he's wearing the number 65, which is, it's a Philadelphia number, right? The 65, when he comes out of the tunnel, just to show you guys one more time. I know it's hard to see, but the guy that comes out of the tunnel after the blackout is 65, right? Well, this is a Philadelphia number because Philadelphia equals 65. But look at horse. Horse, 65. So is it going to be the year of the horse? I mean, you got a lot of connections with horses, and you got the San Diego connection with the Charger and the horse. Is that when the electricity strikes or goes out, right? Again, I'm not making predictions. I'm just trying to keep it, you know. And look at when the Chargers were founded, 1960. But that logo, look at this. The logo from this logo right here was from 1961. Who was born in 1961? Barack Obama was born in 1961. Barack means lightning from a high. Right? What was 65? What was 65 years ago? Someone says, Mr. says, oh, 65 years ago. 1960 was the year the Chargers were founded. Wait a minute. Hold on. Well, they were established in 1961. Let's see if there's an actual date here. Guys, I can't go over anymore. I have to end this stream. Oh, I have to end this stream in no more than 3 minutes. So hold on, let me find this. They played in 1960. The first Chargers home game was against the Raiders on the birthday of the NFL, September 17, 1961. Wow, that's Obama's year. September 17th is Mahomes' birthday. So the 65 year from their first game, but yeah, if you go from the year we were founded, it would be 65 years, guys. Wow. So this is something big, guys. Just keep this in mind. I can't go any further, but we got to end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If anyone has anything else to share, I can't get to it now. Please share it in the chat or the comments of the video. And again, I can't do any more live stream. Oh, wait, I can do one more live stream because StreamYard, even if I don't run over in my minutes, I can start a stream and finish the stream even when I go over my minutes. So I only have enough time for one more stream until the beginning of December. So again, maybe I'll get one more stream in, maybe not, I don't know. But all I know is this one has to end right now, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. Much love to you all. Much love to Joseph. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Joseph's channel, Joseph Aquaviva 2222. Make sure you guys go subscribe to all the other great channels out there. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Take care. God bless.